Hello everybody. Over the years I've gotten quite a few questions from people about my dermestid Beetle tank, so I thought I'd do a quick video today and show you how I have it set up. So to start, this is the tank. It's just an old freezer. A buddy of mine had at his place. I think he stored horse feed in it or something like that, and he was looking to get rid of it, so I snagged that off of him. What I've done on the outside here, you can see, is I've added a couple 2x6s to the roof. And that just gives me that extra height. So when you're doing things like an elk or a moose, a standard freezer a lot of times not going to be tall enough to get it in there. So I've given myself a bit more height here with these, and that's how I can get some of those bigger animals in there. To open it up, this part is hinged, so it just comes down, and then that way when I'm working in here I'm not trying to stand up and down and reach down in there. I can still reach into it just like a standard freezer. Going through some of the electronics, I've got two fans here and here. They run off a thermostat for right here. So I've got it set so anything below 26, those heat bulbs that are here and here will turn on and start warming the place up. I've also got a humidity controller right here. So when it gets too humid in there, the fans on the bottom will turn on and hopefully blow some of that more humid air and dry it off. Moving inside the tank, there's the two fans that are hooked up to the humidity controller right there and right there. So the humidity controller sensor is right here. The thermostat sensor is over here somewhere too. I've got tape all around the edges. You can see here and there in the corners. That's just that ducting tape. It's super shiny and slippery, so the beetles can't climb up it, which they'd have a hard time climbing up the walls of a freezer anyways, but it's just added safety for that. Over in this part here, I've got the de-beetling rack I've mentioned in a lot of my videos. So after the beetles are done cleaning a skull, I take them over and put them on this rack here. And that gives the beetles a chance to come off of that skull and fall back into the tank before I start the next degreasing process. Underneath that, I've got a bunch of cotton batting, like pillow stuffing that they use as bedding. Seems to work pretty good, makes less of a mess. Over on this side, this is typically down in this area is where I put the skulls when I'm getting them cleaned. I've got a bunch of cloths here that I use to cover the skulls up. As well, I've got these little wooden rack thingies that I a lot of times put the skulls on. This part over here is the shelf, I guess, for if you're using this as an actual freezer. What I use that for is my cleaning area. So when I'm cleaning up all of the garbage that the beetles leave behind, because there's all the shell casings and poop and other little bits and bobs, what I'll do is I'll put it up on that shelf like this. Just take that and sweep it up over there like this, and that gives those beetles that are in that stuff a chance to fall back into the tank. As you're watching, you can see them all along this edge here. If you watch closely, you can see the beetles starting to work their way there. They'll fall back down into the tank, and then that way I don't lose a lot of beetles as I'm cleaning it. And it also helps to keep this tank smelling a little bit better, because that's why I find a lot of the smell comes from all that crap that's in the bottom of the tank the beetles leave behind. So if you can clean that stuff up, like I'll throw that up, and about weekly I'll clean it out. Throw it up there, give the beetles about a week to climb back down, get rid of all that stuff, and I found the smell in the tank has gone down substantially from that. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much the setup. It's nothing super complicated. So if you have any questions about how to set up your own beetle tank, let me know.